Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aulia Wahdatunisa from class A2, so 2024. So now I would like to explain the summary of the first to last materials in the language acquisition course, as well as the summary, the public lecture held on November 27, 2025. So the first materials in language acquisition is First language acquisition. First language or L1, also known as native language or mother tongue, is acquired during early childhood, normally beginning before the age of about 3 years. It is learned naturally as a child grows up among speakers of the language generally, with very little conscious of effort or awareness. Acquiring more than one language during this period is termed simultaneous multilingualism. And the second materials is about theories of first language acquisition, its early approach to language learning were heavily influenced by behaviorism or Skinner 90 and 57, which posits that language is learned through habit formation resulting from repeat stimulus response reinforcement or SRR sequence. Conversely, a major linguistic framework is universal grammar, which is associated with the widely accepted concept of an innate capacity involved in L1 acquisition by young children. This innate capacity addresses the logical problem of language acquisition by explaining how children achieve linguistic competence despite limits and imperfect input. And the third, second language, is about second language acquisition or SLA. Second language acquisition or SLA refers to study and process of learning a language subsequent to learning one's first language or L1 as a young child. The language being learned is called the second language or L2 or target language, regardless of whether it is the second, third, or tenth language acquired, as encompass learning in informal context, formal context, and mixture of both settings. The next material is about factors affecting SLA. Success in SLA is complex phenomenon influenced by a diversity of learner characteristics and circumstance. Physical linguistic factors include individual aptitude, personality factors, strength, and type of motivation, such as instrumental or integrative, and the use of different learning strategies. Sociolinguistic and socio-psychological factors relate to learners' group identity, attitude toward the target language or its speakers, and experience social interaction. Additionally, the specific circumstance of learning or formal versus informal and powerful social, cultural, and economic factors are not as influence. So the next material is about the nature of learner language. The language system developed by a second language learners is often called learner language or interlanguage. It is an intermediate or interim grammar that the learner constructs as they move toward the target L2 or second language. The learner's construction process is constantly challenges by the influx of the new input and various structural and inadequates. And the sixth material is about interlanguage. So it's formally defined as the intermediate stage or interim grammars of learner language. Interlanguage is characterized as a system that is dynamic, permeable, or like subject to change and systematically evolving over time. A key phenomenon of interlanguage is fossilization, which refers to the relative permanence of certain error pattern at a specific stage of development. So the seven is about social and discourse aspect of interlanguage. The social perspective emphasizes that understanding SLA process is impossible if they are so isolated from the circumstance of use. Social linguistics focus on the learner communicative competence, which is knowledge required for appropriate usage and include essential cultural knowledge. The interaction hypothesis claims that the modifications collaborative efforts made during social interaction facilitate SLA by making the language input more accessible for the learner's mental processing. So, in the next material is about physical linguistic and linguistic aspect of interlanguage. Linguistic focus on the what of interlanguage. It's like studying linguistic competence or underlying knowledge and performance of an contrasting L1 and L2 structures. So, please, psycholinguistic focus on the how, emphasizing mental or cognitive process and the neural representation of language in the brain. Major psychological frameworks include information processing, connectionism, which examine learning process. And the last material is about instruction and SLA. SLA research is concerned with both informal or natural and formal, or it's like instructed learning context. Applying linguistic who specialists in SLA are often concerned with the practical implications of the research for teaching second language. The goal is to integrate linguistic, psychological, and social perspective to provide foundation and practical help to future teachers and learners. Historically, in the audiolingual method and approach to teaching that emphasize repetition and habit formation was a product of the heavily behaviorism model interacting with structure linguistics. Now I would like to explain about the summary of this public lecture. It's about critical and creative thinking, AI technology in the learning process. This general lecture highlights the role of AI technology in education, emphasizing that while AI provides benefits in terms of reach and scale, the main challenge is ensuring the quality of learning and how to measure student comprehension. So I have 3 points. In the one is challenges to quality in AI. It is important to test whether students truly understand the text present to them or like generalization. It is a knowledge that not all teaching methods yield the same results, and educators need to determine when AI shouldn't be used. And the second is fundamentals of human learning. Humans learning actively and socially. The educational process must be grounded in empirical evidence and the science of learning. And the last, I have an important of social interaction. So, social interaction is crucial for child development. It is vital to invest time in talking with children so they receive direct feedback and discover new things. Socialization helps children build personality that are easily adaptable. Close collaboration is needed among programmers, teachers, and science or researchers to optimize this process. So I think that concludes my explanation for today. I apologize if there were any misspoken words or if my pronunciation was not entirely correct because I'm still in the learning process. So thank you very much and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.